looking to getting programs that WPA, PWA, WPA, the program that they were people that regular, because my dad worked in there. And they get out and they be doing these street programs and farming and all that kind of stuff. And boys was getting up at certain ages. It was going to CC camp. It was going to Army. These were kids, boys that wasn't able to do that. Well, were boys that maybe in sports clubs and things like that. Those folks, you had to write them programs. You had to write into what you wanted to. So I started writing way back there. That's where my writing really got going, working with that group there. And of course, in doing that, you got encouragement. You got encouragement from people like your dad and your moms, and that didn't have a chance to go to school. They say they had one in the community that knew how to write there. Well, they would really work with you, ask you to do things. They keep you busy.
What were you writing?
Writing about what we need to be done as far as street. We were going to talk about street paving. I'm writing a deal about how you go about building the railroad, building the streets, and once we get that down, and they would correct you on that because they knew about building that. They said that, no, Mo, put this in here. This ought to be better this way. This is the, and sure enough, once we do that writing, then we would come up with NYA, with the NYA program, business program for whether or not we're going to be able to do this for the WPA, WPA, and Mr. Price. I often think about him, and I worked with him. He was an ag teacher there, and he'd asked me to write some program there about what we want to do for the ag program, vocational ag course.
When you were at Wichita?
That's when I was in high school.
High school still, okay. Yes.
Yeah, and when I was in high school. And once he asked me that, then he told me what he wanted to do, and what he liked what to be. And he still on me. Ivory, we're going to pay you for this, and you got to get this done. And he was still on you about it then. So sure enough, I got where I could write a program pretty good there. It was pretty good. And you know yourself, once you get to writing that, you find it's come to you that more you write, more you want to write. And sometimes, and you get to be successful at it, you're certainly going to get after the next time around. And then you learn a little more about it each time. And once you get going, then once you get around a group of people that don't know nothing about it, well, you really get to be smart then you think you're smart.
Yeah, and this isn't like you're not writing, you're writing things that get things done, you know, and that's got to be extra satisfying.
Yeah.
What did you get out of the what you wrote for Mr. Price? What was the result?
Well, actually, what he had, see that money came from I say WPA.
Yes.
The money from WPA there, work stated program. Actually, he would pay me so much to do that, and And of course, I don't know what he was making as a teacher, but he was getting something out of it because he'd be able to pay me so much.
And that money was to keep the program, the vocational ag program going? Or?
Yeah, right, vocational ag program going. And once that got been going, that program was going in, he got money for that. Mr. Price was doing well. I'll never forget, he bought a car. He bought a car during the day. He said, "Man, Mo, Miss Price, you write that program. Mr. Price took that money down and bought him a car." I said, "What do you mean bought him a car?" He did. He bought him a brand new Ford. And we all checked in to see what much that Ford cost. $940 for that new car cost. At the time it was hard then. That was back there when Franklin D. Rule, I said $940, $9,000. $9,000 car, and oh boy, that was a nice car.
He give you a ride in it at least?
Yeah, oh yeah. We laughed and said, "Yeah, you bought that car for me. You gonna think you didn't get out here, you think you passed yet? Man, that man passed you when he even looked for you." They cut that kind of stuff. So. But that's but back when you go back and look at, and I guess I should go back and start researching and talking back and getting me some of the people that grew up with that helping me do the same thing. And you'd be surprised to know that how far that program has gone now. It's gone so far that some of the things that we were doing then, you wouldn't even think about doing now. Because on a different level, for a car cost $9,000 then. A new car nowadays might cost $20,000, you know. More than that, $30,000. I don't know what a new Ford would cost. It might cost about $25,000. I don't know what it costs.
I think you're right.
You had mentioned the country stores. Did you read comic books when you were a kid?
No, I didn't read no comic books. Didn't have no comic books, Master. Nothing. The newspaper, like Miss Moore got in there. I know about them comic, Carmen Hoover, Jack Benny. I could read about them guys' stories and things that they write. Carmen Hoover, these are funny. I'm trying to think of the papers that were funny. And we read all the funny there. That's just like the comic book you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But they was funny there. We didn't have money to buy them books that you were talking about. Like books.
Was there well, I guess there wouldn't have been a library very close.
Yeah.
So,
No, we didn't have no libraries where we could go in and read those things, man. Oh, I guess we really would have had a time if we had come